Best way to run Google search ads in 2025. So I'm not going to sell you anything, guys. I'm just going to show you why you should listen to me. I have over 40,000 students on Udemy, and I've been teaching advertising, mainly Google ads and Facebook ads, all over the place to agency owners, to digital marketers. And you can see I have been doing seminars, webinars online for big brands who are in the stock exchange market, and teaching Facebook ads, Google ads. And my students are in all over the world, 176 different countries. All right, so since you have enough trust, I only want you to stay till the end. Don't even like this video, don't even comment on this video, just stay till the end. You're gonna learn a lot, and I promise you that. So Google doesn't trust a brand new ad account. I know this for a fact. I have friends working in Google Ads engineering department. Let's say you have brand new ad account, which is this one, and you have an ad account that has been running for 2 years. You're gonna drive traffic to the same website. You're gonna have the same ad copy for the ads, search ads. You're gonna have the same budget, let's say $20,000 per month, and both of them are using manual bidding, right? So you cannot put the argument saying, oh, you're using maximize conversions, this ad account has more data. You cannot use that. You're using manual bidding, but Google will still prioritize and send the higher quality traffic to the ad account. And that's the reason why Google don't trust you. So if you have two options, one, to create a brand new ad account, two, to work with the existing ad account, go with the existing ad account. I know some agencies, they do a little bit of a markup, they don't show the ad account to the client, take a little bit of ad spend as well. If you're doing that, you have to create an account from scratch, but you are going to shoot yourself in the foot. Let's say you cannot access to the ad account of the existing ad account, or you're going to start running ads from scratch. What you should do, brand new ad account. What is the new strategy? Jim, you told us Google doesn't trust the brand new ad accounts. What we should do. I have a unique strategy which is called Power Couple. Power Couple means you're going to start with exact match and manual bidding or max clicks. Max clicks is not as manual as a manual CPC or enhanced CPC, but I suggest max clicks with a cap of how much you pay for that click, or a manual CPC campaign. No enhanced manual CPC, just manual CPC. Indeed, they're going to take away the enhanced manual CPC, so you're just going to have manual CPC. Exact match and manual CPC. Why? The reason being is, with the exact match, you're going to get really high click-through rates. And click-through rates impacts not only how many people click through the ads and go to your website, but also impacts the quality score. Because one of the core components of the quality score is what is your expected click-through rate. And that is going to impact that, and that will be one of the factors that Google will trust you in the future. And you're going to get relevant traffic. Since Google doesn't have that data, they will, if you use broad and phrase matches from the get-go, they will start sending you really irrelevant traffic. They will try to find out what is your ideal customer. You don't have that option. You don't have that luxury. You have to go with exact match. Even though you have budget, you go with exact match and manual CPC. The benefit of this is you're controlling the CPC. Or if you go with maximize conversions, Google will think, or not think, but they will intentionally send you the low quality traffic, and you will end up paying $20, $30 for a really bad quality person who is never going to buy anyways, and they will send the quality traffic for cheaper to the guy who's been running the ads for a while. And what you're going to do, how long you're going to run this power couple for. Exact match and manual CPC power couple will go until you have 30 conversions in the ad account. What you want to optimize towards. I'm not talking about the secondary conversions. I'm talking about the primary conversions. You want to have at least 30 of those bad boys. Get 30 conversions. It could be purchases. It could be leads. Get 30 of them. Doesn't have to be in a timeline. Just get 30 of those conversions. And now you can get out of that power couple. Power couple did its job. Power couple did its job. It did teach the algorithm what you want to achieve at the end in the Google Ads account. They know what type of customers you want, but they don't have the full context yet. So stay till the end of this video. This is going to teach you a lot, guys. So you're not there yet. So this is just the beginning. 30 conversions, what's next? Now, raise matches. This is the part we can now put in some different phrase matches. Now we can play around with, all right, let's see what type of other search terms people have. You use the power couple. Now you can switch the manual bidding or manual CPC or maximize clicks to maximize conversions. But this is tricky in terms of bidding strategy. The reason being is you have to wait till it stabilizes. Meaning, what is going to be stabilizing? How many conversions a day? How many conversions you get during 30 days? No, the stabilizing part only matters on the ROAS and the CPA part. If you're an e-commerce business, you have to stabilize the ROAS, not manually stabilizing, just waiting till over, let's say, a 40, 45 day, 60-day period. You have consistently a range where you get, let's say, 2 ROAS to 2.5 ROAS, or let's say $30 cost per acquisition to $40 cost per acquisition. Now you have a range. You have to wait till you get that range. If you're getting on, let's say, 15 days, you have like $90 cost per acquisition. The next week you get $15 cost per acquisition. You are not stable yet. You have to wait till you have a stable 30-day, 30-day, 30-day period. It could take 3 months, it could take 4 months, sometimes it could take 6 months, it could take or 3 months, or as I said, the minimum I would suggest 2 months, guys. Less than 2 months, I do not really suggest that. Month on month, you should not see a huge change in your return on ad spend or cost per acquisition. Now we're going to get to the fun parts. Now we have to train the algorithm to really nuance that. Now we have to train the algorithm. By the way, along those times, like during those changes in the bid strategy, you can increase or decrease your budget. Not a huge deal, but I do not suggest doubling or tripling your budget. But you can incrementally increase your budget 20%, 30% every 7 days. Not a huge deal. Now we're coming to the training the algorithm part. What did I tell you? Wait at least 2 months for it to stabilize. Month on month, you have to have a consistent 20% range of increases or decreases in your ROAS or cost per acquisition. If you have that, now we have what type of targets we can set. If you have a really unstable ROAS, unstable CPA every 20 days or every 30 days, you cannot set a target. You can set a target in your head. Yeah, I really want to become a millionaire in the next 5 days, but Google will say, good luck. If you have a stable ROAS, now you can work your way up. Now, if you have a stable CPA, you can work your way down. Let's say you have been getting 30, next month 35. This is your cost per acquisition CPA. You're going to set a CPA of 30. This is the goal. You're going to set it a little bit lower. So you might be asking, Jim, we did all these changes. Where is the learning happening? So let's define what learning is, because people using this term very loosely, they don't even know what learning is. They say, oh, I increased the budget by $10. I have a learning occurring. Let's cover what learning is. So what actually puts your campaigns into learning? New strategy. We changed the bid strategy. You remember, manual CPC to max conversions. That is a new learning. The algorithm is going to get into learning. New bid strategy is created, right? Now adjusting to optimize the bids, or some settings changed in your ad account. Now a bid strategy, or you have a target CPA, you increase that target or you decrease that target. That is a new learning that is going to occur. Or composition change. Let's say you introduced a new ad group, or you pause the keyword that's been getting a lot of conversions, but it's not at an ideal cost per acquisition. You kill that, and it's going to get into learning again. So these are the things that are going to put you in learning. But what affects gets into learning, okay, but what affects the learning period, duration of the learning period? So some learning is going to be fast, like let's say you have a keyword that is not performing, you pause that. Okay, that is going to get into learning, but it's not going to affect a lot. So it might be getting 10 impressions, 100 impressions, not a huge deal. You pause that, you're all good to go. So number of conversions that your campaign has, that is going to be big. So let's say your campaign has been getting 1 conversion a week. If you pause a keyword, that's going to impact a lot, because you're not getting any conversions anyways. If you change a bid strategy there, bid strategy here, you're going to make a huge impact in what you have. So the duration of conversion cycles is big. Let's say if you're selling a small, let's say, microphone like this, and a purchase will be usually on a last click, you don't really research much about like a $30-$40 microphone. But if you're buying a car, for instance, that lead, they need to go to see a Performance Max video first, or go to a discovery or demand gen campaign, and then they click on a search ad and they convert there. That's the conversion cycle is a little bit different than buying a $30 microphone. That will impact the duration as well. So that conversion cycle is a little bit longer compared to, let's say, an e-commerce, right? Or you have a bid strategy, which is maximize conversion value. Those bid strategies, the duration is going to be longer. Let's say you change from maximize conversion to set a target. So that's going to be a big change, which is going to take a little bit longer for that learning period to be over with. On manual CPC, though, you don't have a learning period. So you don't have to worry about that. You manually set your bids, so you don't really rely on learning anyways. So you know what learning means. Now let's cover how frequently you should change your targets. We covered when we set the targets, right? You have 30 conversions. Now you switch to maximize conversions. You have to wait till your ROAS, or cost per acquisition, stabilize. Then you can set a CPA goal or a target ROAS goal. Now that's perfectly clear. But how frequently we should lower or increase our targets, which is critical. You have to wait at least 10 days after every change. If your ad account has been getting a lot of conversion actions, on some ad accounts I have lead generation mainly 400, 500 conversions every single day. On those certain cases, I can make changes every 7 days to my bid strategy. Not huge, but adjusting the target slightly. That doesn't impact the performance drastically. I don't suffer as much. But if you're getting 10 conversions a day, 5 conversions a day, 1 conversion a day, making those changes will hurt you more than it will benefit you, right? So you have to always look at past 30 days before you make a change. Don't look at last 2 days, last 3 days and say, oh my God, it's performing amazing. Let me lower my cost per acquisition target CPA down, and then hopefully we'll get it even lower, my cost per acquisition. It's going to detract what you've been getting. So Google will always make those decisions by looking at last 30 days. You want to do that as well. And don't freak out if spikes occur after you change your target, which is super, super normal. As I said, algorithm will get into learning, right? So you have to understand it's going to get into learning, and then it will stabilize later. So what about broad match? Broad match is a big thing. People will going around, saying broad match is amazing. And I get it. It is really great, but there are certain use cases. Some people are against broad match. They say Google is ripping you off. Some people are saying broad match is amazing new thing. You're running it right off the bat, but let me cover you. Those are extreme examples. Max conversions and broad match is a disaster. So you should never have a campaign on a maximize conversions bid strategy and use a broad match as a match type. So when you should do it, use broad match if you have at least 200 conversions in your ad account. Before that, don't even touch it. Don't even touch it, even if you have the budget. You will get junk clicks on search campaigns I'm talking about. Don't touch it. But use broad match with a bid strategy, only with if you have target CPA or target ROAS. And if you have followed the steps that I covered to come to target CPA or target ROAS. If you come to that point, now you can freely use broad match, and the algorithm, you will be surprised how smart the algorithm will get if you follow the steps that I've outlined in this video, and you will get to that point and use the broad match with superpower, and you will get really good results as a result of that. And if your quality score on one keyword is about 8, you can use broad match like magic. But I don't really suggest, let's say you look at your quality score and for that specific keyword, it is 3, for instance. I do not suggest you use broad match for that specific keyword. That is not going to help you. Alright guys, that was the video. Use the step-by-step guide for your brand when you want to launch a brand new Google Ads search campaign and see how great of a result you will get. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video.